Heat 1 of the day here on finals day. The lululemon Maui Pro is Sally Fitzgibbons up against Tatiana Weston-Webb, looking really sharp, one of the best performers in the event last year. Looking to get things started here on finals day. Drops to the bottom of this one. Bit of bump on the face still. Hopefully if the sun pops out, that lump and bump will disappear, but Sally, she's going to work this one over right through to the inside here. Nice little carve there, but not much else to play with. Tatiana Weston-Webb in 7th position on the leaderboard. Up and down year for her, but we know that she's got the backhand surfing that could go a long way in this contest. Already has her into the quarters, obviously. Getting a little caught behind on that occasion, though. Just grabs that rail. Does well to stay on her feet. But she's not going to collect big points for her first ride here on finals day.
As you see, Tati dropping in a bigger wave for her. This first connection on her first maneuver, such a solid crack. Holds on to that rail. That whitewater just pushing her towards that cave section, unable to come around. But this first maneuver here, just beautiful board placement, comes out with a lot of speed, gets critical, stays low to the deck of her board. See that eye-line, she's trying to get to the shoulder of this wave as quickly as possible so she can get more moves done.
Sally's going to go ahead and utilize priority.
Plenty of sunshine coming from our competitors as they look to wrap up the season in style. Fitzgibbons, stylish carve off the top there.
Couple patent wraps back into the power source.
Really recognising some added punch to her surfing. And there it is. Just that extra commitment, that real hard push on the rail as she exits those bigger carving turns. That's really going to work well for her. So she only needed a 2.18 to jump into first. She'll get that quite easily.
She drops in. I love the way she goes straight down to the bottom, waiting for this wave to stand up. There's that extra bit of effort in that top third. Gives her that time to get more speed, gather herself, lays that rail again, hangs on the bottom. That turn right there, that's the torque technique that she's been working on. And I think sometimes we forget, you know, everything that Sally's been through. She touched on it yesterday, suffering a shoulder injury out here. There's that residual trauma when you go to a lineup where you've had those big challenges to overcome. So Sally's really enjoying going to that bigger bit of equipment, leaning right on that rail. It's just such brilliant surfing from Sally. Love the way that she weights and unweights. You can see her distribute her weight over her surfboard there and really puts that back foot on the tail, keeps that center of gravity centered over her board. I mean, you can watch that and take this as just such a learning experience. Love that we have a little sneaky camera in there. I think it's catching everyone by surprise.
Barton Lynch on hand, watching these first couple of rides unfold. We'll get to him in a moment, but right now Tatiana's chasing down a 4.34 to get herself in front. Nice, well-timed bottom turns, setting up big, high-impact backhand jams. Drops back into the bowl again. Moving some water as she kicks out of this one. Looking sharp, Barton Lynch.
Looking very sharp, Ron.
Seeing a replay here of Tatiana's ride, Rosie, and a lot of work done. Nice flow. Not too busy between these maneuvers.
What I like about Tatiana, there's a grittiness to her surfing. There's that unexpected element that she's got thrown in the mix, and Barton touched on it, the ability to go critical on your backhand. It's a bit of an advantage for these goofy footers. Look how low she gets. You talk about ironing the surfing out through those lumps and bumps. Tati does it with such a low center of gravity. Look how low she gets on her bottom turn. Really talks through the shoulders, swings those hips, and throws the tail out of the back of that wave. She does so much training in the off-season for moments like this to muscle through those bigger sections. That feels so good on your backhand too. When you're leaning on that tail on your bottom turn, you know you've got the speed. When you meet the lip, you're low enough to really negotiate through those bumpy sections.
Got a lot of different sections, Rosie, but we're really focused here on the cave section of the wave that wraps through for that keiki bowl on the inside. Here goes Sally Fitzgibbons once again. Now looking to get the lead back. Tatiana's last wave at 7.07. Sally needs a 4.58 out of this one. Starting to fatten up a little bit this wave. She's going to stick with it though. It's starting to stand up now. Here's that inside horseshoeing section. And Sally goes to that rail. Drops that back knee nicely through the end of that carve. Adding a little bit of style to that turn. And this is Sally Fitzgibbons going after a 4.58.
Yeah, Sally's heard the word that Tatiana's dropped in that 7.07. She goes out on that rail, and that can be, you know, something that you lean on, that cutback maneuver. But what you really want is the section to stand up at you, find that bowl to tear into. Sally finds a little bit of it on the inside there. Round covered on that wave.
Now live action, Tatiana up once again, trying to get rid of a 4 here. Up into the pocket, drops out of the sky. Gets tangled up with the lip for a moment. Recovers well though. Cutting back into that bowl, hoping for that reform through to the inside. Doesn't quite find it. Makes it into the lineup for a high 5 though with Granger Larson.
Wow, sketchy takeoff for Tatiana, but look at this wave. What a canvas to work with. She makes the most of it, almost gets chopped off her heels there, goes up into the lip. There's just something so dramatic on your backhand. When you hook it in that top third, you come down with the lip, you make it, it's an impactful maneuver. Tati's loving her job, gives Granger the high 5. Watch this section right here. That top third, she hangs up on the lip, weightless as she meets the bottom of that wave. She's going to back up that 7.07, get rid of the 4, I'd have to say. She's going to have a strong lead over Sally.
We're going to see a pretty heavy number from Tatiana. I think it'll be a little bit more.
Well, she's enjoying herself here on finals day morning, Tatiana.
Picks. Looking forward to going down next year in Tokyo.
Tatiana's not taking her foot off the pedal here. Drops down and absolutely hammers that first section, feeling a bit of confidence after dropping an excellent score, and there is a huge backhand jam, so really pushing aboard to the point of release there. That's high-risk surfing, always scores well with the judges. That was a couple of big turns on that outside section, and she might have just got rid of that 7.07, even though she didn't ride that wave all the way through to the inside.
Some of my favorite maneuvers from her happen on this wave. Beautiful first connection, looks down the line, she's eyeing off that lip, throws that board vertical. I love the swing and the rotation through that maneuver. It's showing us something different. I mean, sometimes on your backhand it can get repetitive, but to get that critical, to throw the board around like that, it's a lot of strength, it's a lot of lower body torque as she touches that rail before meeting that lip line. Gets completely vertical, swings that board around, stays centered over her board. That's so important to just drive off that axis.
Well, that's just pure confidence. You know, on a wave with a bumpy face, just to commit so hard to that big major turn, and also maybe picking up on the fact that this wave was fading away somewhat into deeper water.
To note, that was one of my favorite maneuvers from Tatiana. Let's watch Sally.
So Sally with just a transition turn to set up this steeper section of the wave, drives up into the bowl, nice carve there. Winds through a bit of a roundhouse, banks it off the foam. She's going to get out of this one, but so far in this heat, what Barton Lynch was picking up on is kind of coming to fruition.
Lumpy, bumpy faces. She's been forced to go to that rail work and go out on the open face. She doesn't get that first dynamic maneuver like Tati's had. She gets a little bit tighter to the pocket right there, but look at all that lump on the face. You can tell there's a lot of crease to work through. It's really hard to set your rail when there's so
Sally Fitzgibbons bowing out. Tatiana Weston-Webb into the semi-finals here at the lululemon Maui Pro.